A pathogen is an organism or a virus that can cause a disease. And organisms can include bacteria or fungi, even parasites. And viruses are non-living, and therefore we have to list them separately. So viruses are not organisms, however, they can still be pathogens. So the word pathogen, patho means suffer and gen means causing. So the word pathogen already indicates that these organisms or viruses cause suffering. Now, an infection takes place when a pathogen is able to reproduce on or inside the human body. And the body wants to protect itself from harmful infections, and there are two main ways in which it does that. By the skin and by mucous membranes. So first, the body has to take care that these pathogens do not even enter the body in the first place. And the skin is a very important protective outer layer because it is too tough to allow pathogens to enter. So if this is my skin in here, and these are the cells of the skin. I'm not going to draw them, of course, all of them, because there would be too many of them. And over here we have bacteria. Well, they should be much smaller than the skin cells. So that's a really bad drawing. So I remove them because remember, bacteria are around 1,000 times smaller in volume or 10 times smaller in diameter. Okay, so these are the bacteria which are growing on the skin, let's say, and they're not able to enter the body. And in here we have blood vessels, and they cannot enter the blood vessels because of the tough outer layer. And now there is a second way, besides the physical barrier in which the skin protects itself. There are certain glands, and there's a small duct going to the surface of the skin, so that's a gland. And these glands produce fatty acids and also other substances, and they make the surface of the skin acidic. So we have a low pH, and this is a very unfavorable situation for bacteria. So these are pathogens over here. Okay. And therefore the acid which is produced by these glands, fatty acids and other substances, make the surface of the skin a very unfavorable place. Now that is also one of the reasons why you should not wash your hands excessively. Of course, hand washing is very important, especially if people are sick around you, and many bacteria and viruses are spread over the hand and over the skin. But if you overwash your hands, then you're also removing this protective acid coating of your skin, and that's also not good. So that is basically how the skin works. It's a physical barrier. And also the skin produces fatty acids and also lactic acids, which makes the skin pH low. So fatty acid, I write this down. Fatty acids and also lactic acid are produced. How do you spell acid? Are produced in order to protect the skin from pathogens. Now, let's move on over here. Mucous membranes. Mucous membranes are those membranes or those epithelial cells which line the inside of the nose, the mouth, respiratory system, digestive system, and so on. And I'm going to make another drawing over here. So what we have is this is basically, these are the cells. Yeah, I'm going to draw them a little bit bigger now because, yeah, and the cells, the epithelium, if you want, I can label it. And let's just say that this is the wall of the intestine or of the respiratory tract. And what we have is, over here we have a layer of mucus, slime. Mucus. and bacteria and fungal spores and viruses and dust and dirt and whatever, when they're inhaled, they're carried along and they will settle and stick, get trapped in the mucus. So the pathogens are trapped now inside the mucus, and this has to be removed. So this is why these epithelial cells, they have sometimes microvilli or cilia even sticking out. These are little hair-like extensions, and what they do is they move and they beat, and this way the mucus with the trapped pathogens is moved out, and it can be coughed out and then swallowed, and then it's removed. So it kind of removes the mucus as well. But in any case, you can see that the pathogens over here are not able to reach the cells. So viruses have to invade a cell in order to reproduce. But if they're trapped in the mucus, they're not able to reach the cell. And therefore, this layer of mucus, while not a physical barrier, or it's not a strong physical barrier, it's not... it's still the slime kind of traps these pathogens. So that's basically, these are two very important ways in which there's a physical barrier. I just want to mention another one. For example, when you eat food and the food goes into your stomach, then the acid in the stomach also kills off many pathogens. So that too is a way of protecting yourself. But that's not a physical barrier in the narrow sense of the word. So skin and mucous membranes are really effective and should be remembered. Okay, so this was it.